Hi guys, so I made it to my hotel, which is a Crown Plaza, and I'll give you guys a little tour of it. Pretty cute. I don't have a roommate yet, but maybe they'll be here later. This is the restroom. Yep, so hopefully my roommate's pretty cool. So I don't have to be down over there for orientation until 8 p.m. So I'm just gonna chill and relax till then. Right now it's like about 4:40-ish. Yeah. All right, bye. So it's 7 o'clock and I'm bored and kind of hungry, so I'm gonna go down to the dining room or restaurant to go get some food. I'll let you guys know what I get. Hey guys, so I'm back at home finally. So freaking tired. Today was such a long day at Meps. Sorry, I'm trying to put a rubber band away in my little tiny drawer. But today was such a long day. Man, I woke up like around 3:40-ish, 50 because my roommate wanted to get all dolled up for her shipment day, and I was trying to wake up like around 4. So we got our call like around 4:15 to wake up, but my roommate was doing her makeup in the room and I was in the restroom brushing my teeth, and I heard the phone and like she wouldn't pick it up, so I ran, and when I got to it, it was already too late to pick up. They had hung up to wake us up. So then they called again like 5 minutes later, and I ran again because she didn't pick it up and they had already hung up. So I was like, okay, they probably think that we're still sleeping or ignoring their call. So after that, we got ready and we checked out downstairs at the restaurant, and we gave in our meal ticket for our breakfast, and it was like buffet style continental breakfast, so it was like self-serve, and I ended up getting toast, cold cereal, like a little bit of everything that they had. It had scrambled eggs, bacon, and sausage, and some fruit. And I was dying to have some coffee, but the other recruiter that I met told me that she was like, don't drink coffee or else your blood pressure may go up. So I didn't drink coffee, but I wanted some so bad. I just had OJ. Other than that, we wrapped it up around 5:35, and then they told us to line up for the shuttle bus to take us to Meps, and that's what happened. We got to Meps like around 5:50-ish, and we were just waiting out there in the cold. Actually, we got there like around 5:40, 5:50, super early. And we had to stand in line, and they put us in certain lines like Air Force, Navy, Marines, Army, and so on. Sorry I had to cut the video short, but I'm back and I wanted to finish telling you guys my experience. So I left off at how we arrived at Meps, and basically after that we were let in,
and we had to put our bags through the same thing you do at the airport where they check your bags to see if you have anything harmful. And then they make you get in line and put your bags in this like little room where they're secure. And they say no phones. And then you go inside the medical part of Meps and you go and pick up your packet. And then they ask the females if they have any nail polish on their toes or fingernails. And we have to remove all piercings. So then after that, they make us line up, and we get a name tag with our name, and that has to be on the right side, because when we get our uniform, our last name is going to be on our right side. So they do that for us to get used to having our names on our right side. And then on our left side, it's this little sticker that has the types of tests we have to get done. And then once we get them done, they keep checking it off and signing it in. So my first test was the hearing test. And basically we just get put into this little room and they tell us to follow directions and not to go ahead. And we put on the headphones, and then if we hear something, we have to click it. So at some point I didn't hear anything, so I was just clicking because I was like, dang, what if I miss something? So after that, I got my blood drawn, which I still have a bruise. I'll show you guys right there. It wasn't painful or anything, and I'm okay with needles, but they kept on asking if I felt wheezy or dizzy or wanting to faint or something, but I was totally okay. So then after that, I go into this room with bathroom stalls, and the lady there is like, okay, everybody grab a pee bottle and you have to pee, and you can't close the door because they have to watch us. So then it totally wasn't awkward or anything, it was just females in there. So after we turned in our pee sample, we go to this little window and they check our names, and then they do the little pregnancy test. They put little droplets of pee into the pregnancy test, and it determines if you're pregnant or not. And of course I wasn't, or else that would be all bad. And then after that, they make you go outside, and then I waited and waited to get my vision test. And since I do have glasses that I don't wear, but I should while driving, they told you to wait. And then while I was waiting, I guess some people had to go in to get interviewed by the doctor, and I still hadn't at that point. So I went in with the male doctor, and he basically asks you like a few questions about your medical history to see if you're allergic to anything, or if you have any like just problems with you, and whatever you answered with your recruiter, you have to answer the same with him, or else they'll question you. So that was it. And then they ask you when your last period was, if you've had any abortions or abnormal periods or stuff like that. That's my mom. And then after that, let's see. Okay, so after you get interviewed by the doctor, you have to go and sit down and wait. And my next thing was getting the physical part done. So the lady helping there, she takes me to this room, and I walk in and there's a whole bunch of girls undressed with just like the disposable gown. And she tells me, all right, sit down and just wait. And then I just look around after she walks out, and I ask, I'm like, what are you guys waiting here for? And they all said to get checked by the doctor and to do the physical part. So I was like, okay. So then another girl walks in, and the same lady tells her, go grab a gown and get undressed. And then I was like, okay, well, I haven't been checked yet. So I just got up and started getting undressed in front of everyone because there wasn't any changing rooms, and it was totally okay because we're all females and there's nothing to hide because we're all the same. So I ended up getting undressed, and then I left my panties and underwears on, and then we're all just waiting and waiting, and then the doctor comes out after checking this one female, and we get told by the lady helping out, she tells us, all right, everyone, take off your gown and stay in your undies and bra. And then she makes us get in this line and starts making us do the arm movements, the leg movements, the toes, the feet movement, the duck walk, the movement where you have to like land on your knees and make that thump sound. And then after that, you have to get back up without bending or moving your feet, and you have to stay pretty much balanced. And then after that, they make us walk one by one across the room, speed walking really fast. You kind of have to look funny to do this part. So we all did that. And then we squatted, and then that was pretty much it. It was super fast. And then we all had to wait again and be called one by one by the doctor. And that's when you go in. And I was interviewed by the male doctor. So I had to go in and get checked by the male doctor with the chaperone inside, which was the same lady that was with us, directing us about what movements to do. And it totally wasn't awkward. For females, you just got like a breast examination. He checked my eyes, my mouth, my teeth, my ears. He touched right here on my neck to see if I have anything wrong, and then my neck back here. And just to let you know, if anybody hasn't mentioned, they do check your butthole. It's kind of awkward, but it's whatever. You have to get it done. It's professionally done. So basically, he tells you, okay, I'm gonna do this and you're gonna do that. So he tells me, lay on your side and you're gonna have to lift your cheek up, and I'm just gonna check to see if you have any hemorrhoids, hemorrhages, or anything like that. And then I was okay on that part. And then he tells you to lay on your back and then kind of like put your legs like this, butterfly style, both heels touching. And then he tells you, all right, I'm just gonna take a peek to make sure everything's fine. And he literally just goes like this, and that's it. And he doesn't touch you or anything. And after, he's like, all right, Dulce, go back to the room, get dressed, and come back in here. So I get dressed, and then I walk back inside, get my paperwork, and he tells me, all right, you're done, my dear, you can go. And that was it. Okay, so after this part, I basically get told to go back to the front desk and turn in my packet, which is like my medical folder with all my information and like my test results. And I had seen on like the left corner of a paper that said that I was clear for my medical exam. And so I get it checked in, and they tell me, all right, go see your liaison and talk to him about your contract. So I go, and after this part, it literally was going back and forth with my liaison. We went over our contract. He basically told me, he went over my MOS that I haven't told you guys, but my MOS is 31 Bravo, which is military police, and I'm in the Army for Army Reserves. And he went over the amount of years, which is not 6 years, it's 8 years, just to be clear. And then they gave me my ship out date, and then he told me to go take this topaz test, whatever it's called. He told me to go take it, which is a personality test. I swear this thing was pointless. It was some irrelevant questions. It was like, sometimes I get angry and I take my anger out on people, or sometimes I like to go out but I don't like to talk to strangers. And you had to answer one of those two, which is like totally like dumb. I was like, seriously? So I did that, and then I was told by my liaison that I had to go to this last step. So I get to go get fingerprinted and to get another interview, which was super fast. This lady, she told me what my ship date was again, and my ship date is February 3rd, 2020. So I have a couple of months left till I leave. And then she went over my MOS again, and that was it. And then she's like, all right, go back to your liaison. So I went back to him and I got this other paper. And then after that, or before, he told me, all right, since your MOS is 31 Bravo, you're gonna have to take like this upper level security interview. So I had to get on the phone with this, like, I don't know if it was an FBI person, but I pretty much like just went over my questions and pretty much what was on my application. He was just confirming, and I had to confirm with him that that was correct. And if anything was wrong, that my recruiter had to edit and change it on his side. And it was only just one thing, so it was super easy. They changed that on their end, and then I was good to go. And then my liaison was like, all right, go back to this room and you're gonna tell them you're ready to swear in. So I did, and then you walk into this room and everyone was already about to swear in. I was like the last one to walk in, and then they asked me, do you have any family or people here to see you? And I said yes. So they moved who was on the right corner of the room, they moved him to the very back, and they had me stand on the right corner, and they told my family to go stand in front of me so they can take pictures and videos, and they did. And he like super fast went over like the what did he do? He was like, all right, when I tell you this, you're gonna do this, you're gonna stand a certain way. And he did it super fast in like 3 seconds, and I was like, all right, I got it. And I was trying so hard to like pay attention, and then I got it. And then he's like, all right, the commander was super nice. He was like, all right, this is a next step for your life. You guys have to take care of yourselves after this, because you will be coming back before your ship out date to get like last minute, not last minute, but a last clearance to make sure you guys have been doing great, nothing's going bad while you're waiting for your ship out date. He's like, so I congratulate you guys and blah blah blah. And that was it. I swore in. I was so excited. Honestly, I teared up a little because my boyfriend was like tearing up and crying, and I got super emotional, but at the same time I was super happy. And it's still kind of surreal because, you know, I haven't like left yet, so I'm just super grateful, and I thank God that everything went well. And this next chapter in my life is gonna be great, and I couldn't be any more ready than I already am. I just can't wait. It's gonna be great. So that's it. I'm officially in the US Army. If you guys have any questions, comments, please leave it down below, and I'll do my best to answer them. And if you're about to go in this next chapter in your life as well, good luck. Do as much research as possible. And I highly suggest to practice the ASVAB before taking it to get a higher score. But by the way, even if you do decide to, even if you do get a higher score and you qualify for like these top-notch jobs, and you want a specific job and it's not available, you're not gonna get it. Because I met a few people that got a really high score and they wanted to do certain things, they couldn't because it wasn't available. It's kind of like a civilian job. If you want to do something in life and it's not available to you, then you can't get in unless it's available. Alright, I'll leave you guys at that, and I'll talk to you guys. I guess when I do ship out, that same day I'll try to make a video again and share my experience with you guys. Alright, God bless, bye!